are a good-looking group of people. You are. Overall, one or two of you are freaking me out. But overall, you're a good-looking group of people. And as we're going to find out, that is all that matters in life. That's all that matters. You know, I am in the business of making fun. I'm a comedian, and I do travel the country and the world performing. And people will ask me, Maureen, because that's my name, they'll say, Maureen, what is your favorite gig? And my answer is South Africa. Do you know why? Because they did not care at all about my age, my gender, or the number of Twitter followers I had. They just wanted good comedy. And when they like you, they have this visceral reaction where they lift up and they hover over their chairs. It's delightful. It reminds me of Mary Poppins with the guy who loves to laugh, just lifting up and up. And if you don't know what I'm referencing, you will know eventually in this chat. But the climate here in America around comedy has changed a lot. And it makes me wonder if somebody like Phyllis Diller, who began her career at the age of 38, could have been successful today. I told my agent that I had an idea for a television show. He looked at me as if I were Hillary Clinton saying I wanted to give Donald Trump a lap dance. He said, what are we going to tell the networks about your age? I said, well, you could tell them I'm the most haggard 18-year-old you've ever seen. Or I am the hottest 79-year-old. Or I could sue you, but would I still have to give you 10%? See, I was raised by an Irish mother, a sanitation worker father. I have 5 siblings. We were told, you work hard, you get educated, you do the right things, and life will reward you. Yes? Yeah, that's a load of crap. That's not true. You know who life is rewarding? Life is rewarding the Kardashians. Kim Kardashian got a book deal. A book deal. I was an English major, and she got a book deal. I know the proper use of semicolons, and this got a book deal. What is this book? A coloring book? What is this book? What is this? This chick is so stupid she has to bring a ghostwriter to the book signings. I saw a tabloid headline. It was a tabloid, but it read, Kim depressed feels like blowing brains out. And I thought, well, go ahead. How messy could that be? I'm seeing one sheet of Bounty. No, I'm not. I'm seeing a generic brand. So as you can see, laughter for laughter's sake is a great thing. It's a wonderful endeavor. But comedy has the power to do more. It can make us think, it can make us feel, and it can make us more connected. George Carlin knew this. Joan Rivers knew this. Carol Burnett knew this. They were all in the entertainment business, and it is a business that is increasingly valuing young and hot over substance. It doesn't matter what you have to say as long as you look really good saying it. We are in a world in America right now, in this time and place, where talent has an expiration date, a shelf life. American Idol would only accept applicants between the ages of 16 and 28. Apparently, you lose your voice at 29. Frank Sinatra was nearly twice the cutoff age when he recorded My Way. Then a decade later, his biggest hit, New York, New York. Comic Rodney Dangerfield, fashion designer Vera Wang, and chef Julia Child all began their careers around the age of 40. Julia didn't publish her first cookbook until she was 50 years old. So I ask you, why is the industry not embracing people who have more experience in life? Wouldn't it make sense that they might have more insight, more to say? Wouldn't a seasoned comic be a more impactful comic? So I am wondering, why don't we appreciate people as they age? Well, I told you why. We're living in a Kardashian culture. Sell a sex tape, oil up your ass, and the world is your cash cow. It is fame for fame's sake. Snooki got a television show. Elliot Spitzer's call girl got a weekly column in the New York Post. I was an English major, I was a journalist, and she got a column. Eventually, she lost the column because the day comes when you have to get out of bed and write something. I cleaned that up a little for you. I did that for you. I know that audiences are craving authenticity. I know they would like an occasional deep thought. Isn't that why you're here? Of course. But today in the business, club owners and bookers, for the most part, are much more interested in how many social media followers you have. It doesn't matter the quality of those social media followers. You know, it just matters if you have the most penis jokes. And that's not above me. I'm not above that. Dr. Ruth says size doesn't matter. Well, Dr. Ruth, you're 3 feet tall. See what I did there? I can play. Caroline's on Broadway is one of my favorite clubs. It's my home club. And one night I had to go up and perform after The Naked Cowboy. The Naked Cowboy? This is The Naked Cowboy? Do you know him? He walks around Times Square in his underwear and a guitar. He doesn't have an act. He doesn't have a comedy act. But he has a lot of followers, so he gets good gigs. And I have to go up after a man whose only talent is wearing tighty-whities. Lenny Bruce is rolling another one in his grave. And I have to wonder, how would George Carlin, wonderful, brilliant George Carlin, have developed in our social media world? This is a man who valued making connections in small clubs in the village, developing his material, being appreciated in that way, him and his audience. Could you see him trying to develop the 7 dirty words using the internet with autocorrection? Did you mean spit, kiss, buck, runt, oyster, shutter, another sucker, grits? Say it 3 times. I'll say it twice. Did you mean spit, kiss, buck, runt, oyster, shucker, another sucker, grits? I did not. No, I didn't. The 7 undirty words aren't so funny, are they? No, but at least you can say them at a TED Talk. Listen, comedy is hard for everybody, male or female. But as a woman, I get the added bonus of having a club booker tell me that I can't headline because, quote, vaginas don't sell. I also clean that up for you. Vaginas don't sell. Well, why don't you tell that to Elliot Spitzer? And while you're at it, tell it to Kathy Griffin, Joan Rivers, Wanda Sykes, Ellen, Rosie, the list goes on. And you know what else? Carol Burnett, the great, wonderful, my idol Carol Burnett, when she was pitching her variety show to the networks, the bigwigs there tried to dissuade her, saying that variety shows are for men. Men like Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, Jackie Gleason. They encouraged her to star in a sitcom called Here's Agnes. Could you imagine the world of comedy if Carol Burnett were Agnes? Come on. All right, so what do you do? What do you do? How do you get over these hurdles? There is no one answer. You have to make your own path. You have to make your connections. You have to find your audience, and it's not always easy. If you're me, perhaps you go down to the Lower East Side of Manhattan and perform at a gay bar in front of a purple curtain with I am what I am blaring at the bar. Or you take a Monday night gig at Caroline's on Broadway for $25 because that's what the city clubs pay during the week. And there's 40 people scattered in an audience that can hold 300. But you give it your all, and it turns out that the head of a major corporation is there and she hires you to host their annual event. Or perhaps on a whim, you submit a tape to the Johannesburg International Comedy Festival, and you get an invite. And they don't ask me about my age or my gender, which I hope they figured out, or how many Twitter followers I have. They just want this white chick to come on over and share her shtick. It's pretty cool. So now I want you to come with me to Johannesburg. Picture this. It's November 2015. I am on a stage, sharing a stage with brown and black people. I look out into the audience and I see a sea of diverse faces. There are blonde blowouts, there's full afros, there's bangs, there's beads, there's old, they're young. And what we are doing, do you realize what we are doing would have been illegal just 25 years ago? And I am in the middle of my act. I would never want to be a cougar. I have friends that say, wow, dating a 30-year-old makes me feel so young. I'm like, yeah, but it makes you look so old. If you want to look and feel young, I would date Larry King. See, because I don't need some hot young dude with his tight abs coming up to me, touching my belly fat, going, what's this? What's this? This is pain, covered by affordable treats and wine from Trader Joe's. That's what this is. That's what this is. And then I spot a young, hot guy in the second row. And I say, stop it. Stop staring at me in that wanting way. You're embarrassing yourself. No, I will never be your cougar. You little Ben 10. You see, but what I did there, when I referenced Trader Joe's, I changed it over and called it Checkers, because that's their local supermarket. And when I referenced the cougar bit, I found out that Ben 10 is the name they give the lovers of cougars. So what this does, it makes for a better connection, and it makes for a mutual respect. So I go on and I finish the bit, if you would like to hear. And I think, you know what? The cougar thing never works out. Come on, it never works out. Look what happened to Demi, however you say her name more. She was married to Ashton Kutcher. He turned 13 or 14. He got rid of his paper route and he dumped her. She couldn't function. She had to go to Kabbalah and like defrost or decompress. I don't know what goes on over there. I don't know what they do there. But she should have come to me. I would have helped her. I would have said, come here, Demi, however you say your name. Come here, come here, come here. Follow my lead, Demi. Follow my lead. I want a guy around 86 years old where I am the hottest thing between him and death. This is him, this is death. Him, death, death, him, death. He can't believe he got me because he knows he's never going to get anything better to the day he dies. Yeah, and he's not looking over his shoulder for somebody younger and hotter. You know why? He has arthritis in his neck. He can't move his neck. He can't move his neck. He can't move his neck. He has to move his whole body, and I'm going to spot that. I'm going to spot that. And he sees none of my flaws. He sees no cellulite, no belly fat, no varicose veins. Come on, you know why. Cataracts, cataracts, cataracts. Jazz hands, Bob Fosse. Look it up. And I love him. And I stare into his milky white eyes. So they love the bit. They're digging the bit. And you know what they do? I told you earlier. They start lifting themselves up a little bit, hovering over their chairs, like a drunk woman at a public toilet trying to avoid the germs her mother warned her about. And they're lifting themselves up, and they're high-fiving the air, and they're slapping their legs and the leg of the person next to them. And I'm cracking up because I've never seen anything like this, ever. And I think I'm more delighted by them than they are of me. You know, it's just so touching because it's real, it's out there, the connection is out there, and it just gives me hope. You know, post-apartheid, things are different in South Africa. Comedy is a new and thriving art form. People and thoughts are coming together across cultures and race, age, and gender. There are 11 official languages in South Africa. Yes, some with clicks, but they are finally speaking to each other. It is electric, it's effervescent, and it is contagious. You know why? Because they are embracing each other. They are coming together. They're not cutting each other off from each other. So why do we do it here in America? And why do we do it so damn willingly? I asked my friend Loiso. I said, Loiso, what do you call that hovering thing you guys do? What is that? And he says, Maureen, we are an appreciative people. It's simply called being African. And that touched me. And I thought, wow, if hovering simply means an appreciation for people of different backgrounds and ideas, age, culture, gender, then I'm thinking we need to start hovering here in America. And we need to start hovering so high and so deliciously that we give the laughing man and Mary Poppins a run for his money.
We love to laugh.
Come on, hover! Hover away!